Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And when you do subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell so that every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Today, we're going to get into this Jussie Smollett trial and conviction. If you have been living under a rock and don't know what I'm talking about, actor Jussie Smollett a couple years back claimed he was a victim of a racial and homophobic crime. Then, turns out he pretty much was lying about it. I mean, there ain't too much more you can say about that. They actually took him to trial. Don't forget, it was dropped. I mean, the charges were eventually dropped. And shout out to the lead attorney. He stated in one of his videos that the majority, maybe over 90% of all cases of like when somebody lying about something, most of the time it's dropped. But and this one was no different. But for some reason, and we're going to get into that, he got picked back up. He was taken to trial, and eventually, ultimately, Brother Smollett was convicted. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to get into this whole trial thing. We got time. We got plenty of time. So this is what we are about to do. So without further ado, let's go. Like I always say, I go to the Daily Mail because it just reminds you of old time journalism when you can read the newspaper or local periodicals or op-eds, and the story would be 5, 6, 7 pages. And it might even go from this week's magazine to next week's magazine. But it, details after details, giving you the entire story. And that's why I like going to the Daily Mail, because shooting some guns go to the entire story. So let's go through it. So it says Empire star Jussie Smollett faced up to 20 years behind bars after being convicted of faking a racist and homophobic assault. Now, if you remember when it first came out and he said it was racist and homophobic, that was like the initial, like the initial push. But as time went on, as the case went on, it turned to more of a homophobic assault, to where the Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQ organizations, left organizations, all jumped on that side and kind of put the racist part like in the, on the back burner. These organizations raised a lot of money behind this assault, so-called assault. Matter of fact, no matter what they try to tell you, the anti-lynching bill was pushed through pretty quick after this, hit the headlines. Now, they'll try to tell you that it was already on the books, and that this had this, so this isn't the reason why they created the law. No, it ain't the reason why you created it. But when this case hit, it just seemed that law, that bill, got passed real quick, and there was, and the big push, the big talk was the LGBTQ part of it that they tried to add to it, that a lot of ministers and evangelists didn't really like. But once they put that part on there, it just seems like, ta-da, here it is, we're finna pass this law. But anyway, it says the disgraced actor 39 was convicted of 5 counts of disorderly conduct by a Chicago court. Each count is a class 4 felony in Illinois. And I said that type of felony carries a maximum sentence of 4 years behind bars, meaning Smollett could be sent to prison until 2045. The judge decides to impose the maximum punishment on him. If this brother does go to jail, and I'm going to get into why, I'm going to be the devil's advocate, and I'm going to get into why he should be punished. Now, personally, I don't believe that Brother Smollett should be the face of people lying about racial attacks Although it was on him. It wasn't like, I mean, it was something he staged. It wasn't like, a lot of these women out here, these other people, the other folk, they women lying about black men, whistling at them, brothers, touching them, brothers recklessly eyeballing, stealing cell phones, playing the music too loud, barbecuing, all that kind of bullcorn. Nothing like that. Just a brother just said, hey, white folks attacked me because I was gay and I was black. And, and I hurt myself. But anyway, I don't think he shouldn't get 20 years. I doubt he would even get that. I believe the judge would most likely just say, it'll be a concurrent. If he had to get sentenced to jail, I believe it'd be concurrent sentences instead of consecutive sentences, because it is just a whole lot. But then again, he did lie to the end. He's still lying about it. He's still denying it. And that pisses people off. It's kind of like when your kids get in trouble at school and let's say, or get in trouble or do something, and they did it. So you tell your children, you ask them, what happened? And you tell me the truth. And, pull a Judge Judy and say, hey, before you answer this question, understand, I know a lot more than you think I know. With that being said, tell me your side of the story. If they continue to lie and want to stick with that lie, the ass whooping that they was going to get gonna turn 10 times worse. The punishment that they was going to get becomes 10 times of that, just that much more worse, because they continue to lie about it. So a judge might be like, look, you done wasted police hours, you done wasted police money. That's why they're hitting you with a $130,000 lawsuit for overtime spent on this frivolous claim. And now you in court wasting taxpayers' money, wasting my time as a judge, wasting lawyers' time, and these jurors' time when they could be at work or be with their family doing something more productive like watching paint dry or watching reruns of Matlock. And you continue with this charade or this facade. Oh, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. So, I mean, it's possible this cat could face prison time just because of that. But it's experts say Smollett will more likely face a sentence of community service and probation, although the judge overseeing the case could choose to make an example of him, particularly as the actor's behavior involved lying to law enforcement. So see, now that's another thing. You can't lie to the police. They say legal experts have also warned that Justice's decision to deny the allegation and testify in his own defense will play badly with the judge in the wake of this conviction. So like I said, the brother, he just needs to come out and just say, look, if you come out and be honest about it, then they'll be lighter. And that's what a lot of these police say when you see these TV shows, or the First 48 or what have you. They tell these guys, look, just tell us what you know. Tell us what happened, and we'll go easy on it. Doesn't mean you're not gonna go to jail and face a life sentence. It could just mean that to go easy on you means we are not gonna sentence you to death. We'll give you a chance to go life. That way you'll have a chance to appeal or whatever, until the end of time or whatever. The Empire actor Jussie Smollett was found guilty for lying to police when he falsely reported that he was a victim of brutal racist and anti-gay attack. And we're gonna get into the 5 counts and what that means and as to why we need to know the law. Let's start understanding the law and not running from the law. Because the reason why a lot of our people, or any people for any people who don't know, but especially our people, we know a lot of us get these fines and convictions and go to jail and go to court and lose these court cases because we come on the wrong side of the fences because we don't understand how the law works and how bad it can actually be. You can have a driving violation. You have one driving violation that may originally cost you a couple $100, and you choose to ignore it or think, not gonna go to court, or not gonna pay the fine, or not even gonna address it with a judge or anything, or even call downtown to see what can be done, or even go and see the judge to see what can be done. And you can't say that you gotta work, because all you do tell your job, hey, I got a court date, and they automatically by law gotta let you off work without firing you. But anyway, but you refuse to acknowledge the ticket, that's not gonna go from like $150, $200 to $500, $600, $700, maybe even thousands, depends on how bad the warrant gets and how bad where you at in the country. So, but again, we'll get into that later. It's a jury of 6 men and 6 women returned a verdict at the Layton Court building in Chicago after, I think, 9 hours of deliberation. Now, like the jury do, we as a people need to start going to jury duty. We need to be signing up for jury duty, answering the summons, and trying our best to get on jury duty, because this case, they said it was 10 white jurors, 1 African American, and 1 Hispanic juror. Them 10 people are not Brother Smollett's peers. Now, whether he would have been found guilty or not if it was an all Aboriginal jury, who knows? Whether he'd been found guilty, don't know. But maybe would have had a better chance, or maybe more empathy or sympathy for what he did if it was actually a jury of his peers. How come we couldn't do like Kyle Rittenhouse with the alternates? Let him pick a jury out of a hat or out of a tumbler or whatever. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So it says Smollett told police in January of 2019 that 2 masked men attacked him in downtown Chicago where he was filming his hit drama series. So the cops later discovered that it was bogus and that he staged the attack paying 2 Nigerians. Now, you went and said that these were pale white men who attacked you, but then come to find out it was probably the 2 of the darkest melanated brothers you could find on the planet Earth, and you hired them to stage his attack. Anyway, he was charged March 7th with falsely reporting an offense, but the case was dropped March 26th by the Cook County State's Attorney Office in return for the act of forfeiting the $10,000 bond he paid. The city later sued Smollett for $130,000 for the cost of the investigation. The case was revived when a special prosecutor charged Smollett with disorderly conduct over the police reports. Again, lying to the laws. Smollett in October tried to have the case dismissed, but the judge rejected the request to move Smollett's attorneys, interpreted it as a violation of his rights. A deal is a deal, someone said. Now, when you look and you see pictures, you see pictures of what happened. Like, supposedly somebody sent a letter to Smollett on the set of Empire, a racially and sexually offensive letter, and they say that he felt that the executives of the show didn't take it seriously, so then he went to stage his attack, which, my gosh, was crazy. Okay. They said, but Judge Lynn knows that Smollett's case now is being led by a special prosecutor appointed by another judge, an arrangement he would not upset. So what happened was jurors were showing footage of Smollett walking, and here's some of the details. Jurors were showing footage of Smollett walking near the scene of the alleged attack with Ola and Abi, which is the 2 Nigerian brothers, like real brothers, on January 27th, 2019. The brothers are then seen going into the Crafty Beaver or Rope, which I guess is a store, a beauty supply store for masks and hats, and a bank to deposit the $3,500 check Smollett paid them to commit the act. And when you see the rope, which I'll put the picture up, it looked like, what do you want to call it? Kite, like thick kite rope. Or maybe the rope that you would see hanging on a nice set of curtains. Like, almost like twine, not really like rope, not really like hanging rope that we've seen down here in the South, like real, like the horse rope, the cowboy rope, nothing like that. It's like real thin, the light rope that my brother like that would buy. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. The brothers paid the bill at the beauty supply store for the $100 bill that Smollett gave them. The camera footage also shows Smollett picking up the brothers in the alley January 25th, 4 days before the January 29th attack. On January 22nd, 2019, 7 days before the attack, Smollett received a letter at the Studio of Empire which called him the N-word and a derogatory word for like a gay slur or what have you. It said that the brother said that Smollett hired them because he was annoyed that the producer of Empire didn't take the letter that he received, the derogatory letter that he received serious enough or make enough fuss over. By this time, Smollett, his career is pretty much over at Empire. The show's about to be, about to be done and stuff. And I think they was having problems on the set with his role or his time on a TV show or whatever. And I think he did all this to kind of hype himself up and hype his career. People that's they say people in show business or that that are famous. They say people that are in show business or are famous. They kind of, when they feel that the light is being dim, they do things like this to try to keep themselves in the limelight, so they can try to keep their name out there. So this really, says it's not surprising to me. He said he paid the $3,500, which he claims was for personal training. That's a lot of damn $3,500. And took them through a rehearsal attack on January 25th before the dry run 2 days before the attack on the 27th. He also testified that the initial attack was reported to police. Smollett tightened the rope that the brothers had put around his neck to make it more like a noose before the cops had arrived. Now, for Smollett, he said his lawyer, somebody told him that he should have he took it off, and he told him to put it back on because you don't mess with evidence, which don't make sense. I mean, you could take the rope off and left it, you took it off and put it down, leave it there. Now it's too late. You don't want to just keep contaminated, just leave it alone. So that don't make sense. Under cross-examination by Smollett's attorney, however, the guy admitted that he heard from another member of the Empire cast that Bowler, who worked on the set, attacked them for being gay. The police never followed that up. It says Smollett's attorney also prompted him to reveal they had found homophobic social media posts on the brother's phone where homosexual men were referred to as fruits. The jury, which consisted of 10 white people, 1 black person, and a Hispanic, like I said earlier, showed 2 photos of him, one taken before the cops arrived at his apartment and one taken after, that suggested he tightened the rope up for effect. And then Smith also said that one attacker was white and the other one was light skinned. So technically now he went from both being white, I guess, to one of them being light skinned. Now then it's like 2 in the morning. They said that on that day, that was like on record, like one of the coldest days, one of the coldest nights in Chicago history. This dude went out at 2 in the morning, say he was gonna get some eggs. One story say he went to go get a Subway sandwich. I don't know. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 20, 30 below zero. And shoot, man, ain't no egg. By the time you went to the store and came back, if a store was open, the mess have been frozen solid. By the time you get back to where you was coming from. So, like I said, his whole story did not make sense. But I'm not gonna go. I don't want to keep going and keep reading, because you can go on Daily Mail and read this for yourself. This is a long article, what have you. But what I did want to touch on, like I was saying earlier, is about the law. And we, like I said, the Aboriginal melanated people have to, like I said, understand how the law works and how it can work against you. Like, let's say, for example, let's say a domestic dispute between a man and a woman, boyfriend, girlfriend, or what have you. Let's say they get into an argument, and let's say the young lady wants to leave, and y'all arguing, and you know how it can get, like, dude can threaten, man, you know, I'll whoop your tail, I'll beat you up, you know what I'm saying, and I'll throw this at you, or I'll cut you with your glass, or I'll stab you up, you know, going back and forth. Boom, that's a count of threatening, you know, domestic violence or like terrorist threats. And you like, damn, you know, you don't even think about that because you talking, you know, and y'all going back and forth, but it's all, you know, emotional rants, because 10 minutes after the fight, y'all gonna be in the bed making babies. But right there at that time, all emotions is just going crazy, and that's what comes out of people's mouths. So let's say one of the people want to leave the apartment, and the other person is standing in front of the door, not physically harming nobody. No one has physically touched anyone. Just an argument that's out of control, going nowhere, and somebody wants to leave, and the other person standing in front of the door and won't let them leave. Now, let's say police is called. Let's say by a neighbor who hears the loud commotion, or maybe called by one or two people in the apartment, or somebody that's in the apartment. You know? And like I said, let's say the police is called. Then, if they come to the house and an account is given that, hey, we was arguing, I was trying to leave, but he wouldn't let me leave. That there is kidnapping. Yup, that is considered kidnapping. And you'll be like, what in the world just happened? So now you done went from a domestic dispute between two people who argue all the time, and now it done turned into terrorist threats because y'all threaten to beat each other up, threaten to, you know, cause bodily harm to somebody. And now you done stood in front of the door and wouldn't let the other person leave, and now it turned to felonies. And now it turned to felony cases. Crazy, right? But with that being said, like I said, you have to understand the letter of the law, because when you go to court, the first thing a judge will tell you is ignorance of the law is no excuse. You'll be convicted either way. So, Jussie Smollett guilty on 5 of 6 charges of disorderly conduct. So I say that because I want y'all to hear this and understand. This will bring it in perspective about what I'm talking about. Count 1, found guilty. This count accuses him of telling responding Chicago police officer Muhammad Beige at around 2:45 a.m., some 45 minutes after the purported attack, that he was a victim of a hate crime. He said 2 attackers put a rope around his neck. That's count 1, found guilty. Count 2 that he's found guilty of. This refers to Smollett telling the same officer, Officer Muhammad, he was a victim of a battery, describing attackers beating and pouring bleach on him. So, 1 count, the hate crime, because they put a rope around his neck. One part of getting beat up, not the whole incident. They broke it. Say they broke the getting beat up, pouring bleach, and put a noose around his neck. They broke that, which could be 1 charge. They broke it up into 3 separate, or two separate counts, but like three different incidents legally. Like I said, beating and pouring bleach on him. Like I said, it's count 2 he found guilty of. Counts 3 and 4. Now check this out. These are when Smollett made the same claims, but to a different officer, Kimberly Murray, later that morning at just before 6 a.m. So he told the same story to two different officers. One story, two different officers. So now that's two more counts. I mean the same story, the same counts. Now, so he did it to another officer. So that officer, because he told somebody else, that's two more counts. So you went from one incident, which you could say 5 years max, to now, since you told the second person, now they went from 5 to 10 years. Oh, then you got to count 2, 15, 20 years, just like that. 5, just like that. Count 5, guilty. This accuses Smollett of again telling Murray around 7:15 p.m. that he was the victim of a battery. So now, that's like the man told the police officer at 6 in the morning, this what happened to me. Then 13 hours later, the police officer said, tell me again what happened. And he repeated his same story of one incident. Now it turned to 2 felony counts. See, so now where is the fairness in that when it comes to the law? That's what I'm saying. Like, so you have to be careful. You have to be on the right side of the law, whether we agree with it or not. We have to understand. We can't hide from it. We have to embrace it because it's what we live by. It's what controls this country. Next to the money. The money creates the laws, and the laws keeps us in check. So we have to understand the laws, and we have to understand the money part too. Like I was saying about the traffic ticket. Like I said, you can get a traffic ticket, and let's say, let's just make up some numbers. $100 traffic ticket. Now you can go to court and say, hey, I'm poor, I'm barely making it. I work at a minimum wage job, stay in an all bills paid apartment, or projects or whatever, Section 8 house. It's an example. Got a couple kids. I'm a single parent. I can't afford $100, and you throw yourself on the mercy of the court. Judge be like, man, okay, I understand. Look here, I need you to get this taken care of. I need you to get your license, or I need you to get your registration, or whatever. What can we do? Maybe they figure something out. Look here, that's what I do. I'll put you on a payment plan. What's the most can you pay a month? $10, $20? Now, if you get in there and say, Judge, I can't pay nothing a month, that man probably is going to say, $100 when you walk out the door, or we're going to have another warrant for your arrest, because now you just talking stupid. Because you know that you probably buying cigarettes, buying junk food for your kids. He know you're doing something, what I'm saying? He know you ain't just stuck on no money, because that's the case. Then we need to get you in a program to help you out. Find some more programs to kind of help you out and help you get off your feet. Probably know you probably stay in the house with a dude who ain't got no job, selling dope or whatever, or maybe he's working but you ain't. But he ain't. You ain't claiming him because he in your house. He ain't supposed to be in your house. That's how what I'm saying. Because if he was in your house, you couldn't get to Section 8. The judge understands how the game go. It's not his first case. So back up. He said, how much can you pay? $10, $20 a month. So judge do $10 a month. $5 a week or something like that. Who knows? He said, okay, that's what we'll do. I sign off on it. You gotta pay $5 a week. Come by here, just drop off $5 or drop off the money. Come pay every week. Without fail, I expect you here. If you miss a payment, we're putting a warrant. We're gonna put the warrant back out, and you're gonna owe the money. So he said, okay, fine, and you make your little payments, and you straight. You might even waive court costs, depending on your situation. Now, if you're a repeat offender, you might forget that. But now, let's say you get that same $100 ticket and you don't go to court. So now a warrant is out for your arrest. That raised that ticket from $100 to maybe $175. Now you had $100 to pay in the first place. And most likely takes away the payment plan that the judge probably would have given you if you would have came in just to talk to him. Now you got a warrant. First you got a warrant because you didn't pay. Okay, you got a warrant for Didn't pay the ticket. You got a fine without paying a ticket. You got a warrant for failure to appear. So now instead of $100 to $175, it went to $250. Don't let them catch you on the street and take you in, because now you finna pay that fine, an extra fine, once they put you in there, and you got to be bonded out and all that kind of stuff and go to court. So now you got a ticket, court costs, warrant, failure to appear, all that. So now your $100 ticket done went from $100 to probably damn near $300 to $350, just like that. And you didn't have $100 to begin with. But if you would have went to court the first time, utilize the system to your advantage, throw yourself on the mercy of the court, it's a good chance it could have worked out for you. But when you ignore it, they're gonna come. And then when you kind of make up a story, that's not gonna look good. You start, as we say, start trying to explain your way out of stuff. That's not gonna look good. And it's only gonna pile on with problems. So, like I said, learn the law, understand. She got phones, so that means you got Google. It means you can Google anything, any questions you have in the world, and you'll find every answer online. Got plenty of resources that you can kind of match up and compare the answers to, and and come up with with the best outcome, the best alternative to how to handle your situation. But again, if you just ignore it, continue your little life trying to fix the situation, I mean, it's not gonna look good for you. It's not gonna be good for you at all. But back to Brother Smollett, man, and I was saying, being the devil's advocate of why he should get punished. Again, I don't think he should be the poster child for my people lying about hate crimes or anything else. Emmett Till case for one, that's later. Everybody knows she lied. Hell, man, we ain't even gotta go through too many more cases. We know a lot of these people don't lie and got a lot of brothers lynched. Got a lot of towns burned down. A lot of brothers and sisters being shot and killed over lies that somebody told. Without batting an eye. With that being said, I say this, that he should be punished because melanated people, we do not need to get comfortable in this country thinking we can do what the motherfucker can do, especially when it comes to the law. Period. If this dude did something real silly, stupid even, if he gets off with a slap on the wrist, because first thing we all said was, well, hey, like I just said, well, all the other folks do this, done lied about stuff and they got away with it. Why can't this brother, justice for Jussie? But and you're like, yeah, we get rah, and they say, you know what, you guys are right, we owe y'all one, we can give y'all at least one, slap on the wrist. Now you got brothers and sisters out there who feel that they can do what them folk can do all the time. They can get out here and lie on people. They can get out here and, get out here and get back out here and, smoke weed or do opioids or crack or meth or whatever, like the motherfucker can do. And finally we can get the same punishment they get. Now it's equal. But it's like, no. Because what'll happen is, what you gotta understand is these people that's in this power do not want to relinquish power. That's how they can maintain power for as long as they have. So you sit here and try to do what they do. Eventually, some of them powers will be gonna be like, wait a minute, they getting too close to us. they're getting too close to circumventing my power. I gotta put them back to where they belong. And so then next time somebody does something silly, they throw the book at them. And you'll be like, that's not fair. And they'll be like, tough titty. It is what it is. It's my law. I don't know who told you could do what we do in the first place. You could, if you had that freedom in the first place. So my point is, the reason why I said that some kind of punishment should happen. Not no 20 years. I don't think no jail time. Really, I mean, maybe a few months, like say community service, go around doing some, speaking engagement or whatever. But doing something, something that'll be like make a brother say, we not finna do nothing like that because hell, if he ain't gonna get away with it, he's an actor, A-list, B-list or whatever at the time. He's light skinned, he's LGBTQ. All that stuff was working to his advantage and it didn't help him. Me as a normal, melanated, heterosexual male, I know doggone well they're not gonna, I can't get away with it, so I'm just gonna continue to stay on the straight and narrow path. So it's really, in a crazy way, it's for the culture. Because, truth be told, forget a crime. We shouldn't be committing crimes in the first place. So we should be doing what's right anyway. Not just because of the country we live in, but just because of us as a people. Just as a human being, you should be trying to do things right. You shouldn't be doing things for attention, lying for attention. I know kids that do that. I know, like kids, like 7, 8-year-olds, 12, 13-year-olds. It's like, it's what children do. Lie for attention. And they're supposed to get punished for that as children, so when they grow up, they won't do the same thing. But evidently, it seemed like Jussie might have been lying his whole life for attention and never got punished for it. So now he took it a whole step up, because he might be a good actor, but this son does not know how to write a script, and that's for damn sure. Because this here he tried to do got to be the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. And people want to say that we didn't say anything when it happened, but like Dave Chappelle said, we showed our support, and we showed that we showed how we felt by not saying nothing out in public, because we knew that this was silly, and we was hoping that maybe he was high, drunk, going through some mental problems, and just needed to come down, and then eventually he'll come out and tell the truth. So we left it alone. We left it up to him. Like, look, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to fix this yourself. That's just how we do our people. We ain't gonna get out here and rah now. That's how the Black Lives Matter people still got his back. Which, I mean, why wouldn't it? Like I said, he was a cash cow. Why wouldn't it? You gotta show, something that that you appreciated him getting y'all more millions and millions of dollars in y'all pocket over this silliness. But we as a people, we was like, he gonna have to, he gonna have to figure a way out of it. And then, but we'll be there with him. But I just hope he please just hope that he, just come out and tell the truth, and then we just keep riding with him. But then, my generation, he said he was a gay Tupac. You lost me there, bro. You on your own. I'm going this way, you going that way, because you talking straight blasphemy on the name of Tupac. That means you got no morals. You got no screw. You don't care about nobody but yourself. So we just gonna let you ride on that one. But anyway, that's that's all I want to say about this story, man. I can talk about this for hours. I can read the Daily Mail article and keep going about all the counts and everything. But it'll tell you everything that happened, the whole scenario, what happened. And it's very interesting. You can watch the news and hear little tidbits of what happened, or you can read. You can read, which is always the best thing. Reading opens your mind to the truth. Watching video and film, man, you can see a lot more, but still you're not gonna get the whole gist of it. But yeah, this dude This dude said that he, I don't know what the hell. What to say? February 2nd, 2019, Smollett opens a concert in West Hollywood, California with an emotional speech saying he had to play the show because he couldn't let his attackers win. And I believe it's when he said he was a gay Tupac. Hey, let me get out of here. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said before, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that, when you subscribe, hit that bell, hit the notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first notified. If you want to support the channel, click the website in the description box. Purchase some merchandise that'll help finance, help support me. Like I said, I'd rather for you to, fair exchange. You know what I'm saying? You give money, I give you a product. That's the way I feel instead of just sitting up here. I mean, if you want to donate, that's fine. Don't get me wrong. You can always donate. But like I said, I feel good too. Like I said, if you buy something, support. The website, support the channel, do it all. If you have or plan on starting a YouTube channel, click that tube button link. It's a great way to start the YouTube journey. It'll tell you what the hot topics are for the day. It'll tell you the keywords and the tags to use to try to increase your viewership, which in turn increase your subscriptions, which is one of the main things that we want to try to do on YouTube. With that being said, I'll leave you guys the way I come.